I'm so sorry.
All right.
I really am. Take a picture.
I'm all right.
Are your thoughts confused?
Yeah,
How would you
they're staggered. Like I want them, but they stagger when they come out.
stagger?
Yeah, they're staggered, and I have to rearrange them before I say them. It's a huge amount of work, and very disturbing because it's not how I normally am acting. Since this accident 3 months ago, whiplash, concussion, just makes for embarrassing and confusing existence, on top of the headache, migraine that never stops. It's just too much to be in the company of other people. Trying to not be a point of like you're a spectacle. So yeah, I prefer to just lie down in a bed by myself in some room with nobody in the house.
And just be alone.
Just be alone, and that way I would be, as best I can.
Yeah.
It's the best I can do.
It's overwhelming to be with people.
Because I'm not a good place. I'm not good to be with. I'm not comfortable to be watching. I'm not comfortable to look at, to be near, to listen to any feature of being with someone.
Yeah.
They're all destroyed. Yeah, so
Sorry.
I'm just, I make do as best I can with what I got left. And, I'm embarrassed. A steel worker who was, supposed to be relatively not a shambles, of a person. And I'm just not usable socially.
And the headache, can you tell us more about your headache?
It never stops for 3 months now.
Yeah.
Never stops. Always there, waking, sleeping. The only thing that makes it go down a little is I get the massages from massage therapy.
Massage your shoulder or head?
My neck and head, and I've been into my upper back.
Right.
That's, and it's just so amazing. They can make it stop a little. But I just can't. I just break down there. I come in composed.
Yeah.
I work really hard at being composed when I go out. I was composed when I came here, but as soon as you ask me questions,
Right.
I become unstable again.
Yes.
And
yes.
so I'm not talking in a massage therapy. I'm just lying down in the massage bed, and and then they'll give me the massage, and then I'm just like, oh God. And all is pretty obvious then. And something I'm trying to just ignore and pay not that much attention to so it doesn't overwhelm me. And so yeah, the only thing that we're going to fix it will be apparently a massage. These special medical massage people. And they're really good at making it a little bit better for a little bit of time.
Right.
And it just comes right back, and so I realize it's not a fix, and it just points out there's something terribly wrong with me. And they go, yeah, there's something wrong with you, but I can't foresee a fix.
Right.
My medical doctors for the whole 3 months have done nothing, and every time I show up they do nothing,
Right.
and so I can only conclude that there's nothing they can do. Or they would have tried something.
Right.
So I feel like what a waste of my effort
Right.
in their time as doctors.
Do you feel like something is squeezing your head constantly? Or no? You have to actually...
I have to squeeze my head to counter what it's doing, and it doesn't stop it, it just feels a little bit better, and that's the best I can do. And that is just eat tons of ibuprofen per my old method. Imitrex that they've given me over the years does nothing, of course, and it's very expensive, like $300 for 9 pills, and it does nothing. And so I can just squeeze it as hard as I can with scarves and pillows as I lie down in a bed. And I'm sorry, what did you ask me?
Does your head feels like it's being squeezed? But you said you
No,
squeeze
it's
it.
puffy, like it's dead and puffy and like cardboard and bruised.
Your head feels like that.
Yeah, the whole around here, up from down here, all around here into my eyes.
Yeah.
And my eyesight has gotten super worse. And I had, pretty good vision my whole life. It's just recently I got far away glasses. And now, in terms of the latest couple of weeks and months, now I notice even everything at like an arm's length is losing its clarity. And so my vision is gone.
Do you mind if I look at your eyes without your glasses? I want to make sure I look at your eyes.
Yeah, like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Do you mind looking up a little bit more? Like that? Like look at my finger up here. Are you nearsighted or farsighted?
Things far away were getting blurry, so I don't know which one that is.
Okay, you're nearsighted. And you're shaking right now, it's not because you're cold.
I cannot figure out why I can't stop shaking most of the time. I don't know why. I'm not cold.
Do you have
I'm sweating horribly. I just sweat through shirt after shirt every day.
Yeah, his shirt, you're wet.
I just soak all my shirts. And that's just what I do. I just soak shirts and shake.
You're not feeling cold right now.
No.
This is just a nervous thing.
Yeah, uncontrollable. The more I try to discuss anything with anybody, the more nervous I get. And the more I shake. And I will shake less if I get in a hot bath. My best cure, because I've sweated so much and I feel like I'm stinking or something, I get in a hot bath and that will make me not sweat. Obviously, I'm in a bath. And then I will stop shaking relatively in the hot bath. When I get out and start to towel myself off, I kind of shake again. But they're not full on always shakes. They're just shakes that come with trying anything, to do anything. Be with somebody, talk with somebody, or more shaky and disturbed and crying and sweating in the company of other people trying to talk.
Like this.
Or, be not in bed. Even on the telephone or in a car, terribly frightened in a car that someone's just going to hit me again. Just drive into me, everybody next to me, just going to drive right into me. So.
Do you feel like your mind goes blank a lot? Or no? When you said cardboard, what do you mean by that?
It's
or foam, you said it's brain from.
Yeah, it's just something I cannot describe, but it's wrong. Yeah. It's like a material that's not my normal flesh.
Like your brain feels like that.
Or my brain. Oh, my brain is I don't know, my brain, I don't really sense where my brain is. My brain is just, it's not considered. I don't consider my brain. It's just my head, my neck, and my face. But my brain is like a non-existent piece. I don't know where it is. I don't feel it. But I believe it's acting badly and not responding to requests to have me use it like I've always used it, to discuss or problem solve or handle a question or and my brain was pretty sharp, and so now it just feels pretty dull and broken to a certain extent that makes me sad that I can't get it under control in a in a simple way.
Mhm.
You know, with most anything, it just is. It just doesn't work right now, you know.
Mhm.
And I'm waiting for it. I'm just patient now. 3 months of waiting for the concussion-related symptoms to subside, to go down.
He had a concussion 3 months ago, and he had another one
I had a
19 years ago.
Terrible concussion 19 years ago that I was told when I went to see my doctor first off, 3 days after the accident, that there's a thing called you can add concussions together, like a cumulative effect. If you have a concussion on an old concussion, the brain has more chances at having more elaborate problems, you know, and so I think that's what it is. You know, there may be post-concussion syndrome or something, you know, concussion on top of concussion syndrome or something they gave me, so I can maybe think of it like that, like. You know, I didn't have these problems after the 19-year ago accident. My brain wasn't all jumbled like this. I had a week where I was unusable, incoherent for the first week at the trauma Harborview, and I did gradually come out of it, and I was just in pain from the crushed legs, crushed leg, and hip, ankle, knee crushed, and my brain function seemed to come back. You know, I clearly worked for 15 years on it, no problem, running all kinds of jobs.
Okay, have the boys too, let's see, please.
So I don't really know why this one is this, that has these aspects. Why is this one doing this one? I don't know, you know, and so I can only take what they said, and that's that I have a concussion on top of a concussion, and it could take years to come away, you know,
Well,
but it's just really hard to wait for a change in my the pain and the thinking has become something else now. In the 3 months of waiting, I've become one thing instead of two separate things, and that's just like a degrading me. You know, that's just you know, and once you become a certain level of unusable.
Yeah.
Who is going to be, you know, who's going to, I mean, it's just, you're just worthless, you know, and so.
You feel totally dysfunctional?
Yeah, like, you know, pretty much what I'm good for is to sleep, and sleep is not enough to warrant living, as it were. So yeah, I used to have a vitalness, kind of, since I was just semi-important to be needed. But you know, as you see, I can't even carry a conversation with you very well.
You're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good.
I'm trying really hard to not be sad.
To not be sad.
I do feel sad now.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
just now. It's just. I mean, I used to just be thinking I'll get better, but. Now, on top of all of the things that don't get better, I just kind of feel like, you know, it's just sad that nobody can help, and I'm just stuck this way, trying to get out desperately, but
You're not stuck this necessarily, because you haven't tried natural medicine yet.
I haven't tried any of you, but
No,
my
you haven't.
normal doctoring,
Yeah.
they can't do anything and haven't touched it and haven't said they would try.
Right.
I repeatedly go there and ask and beg, and
And they can't help.
they can't help me, and so I don't know, you know.
Yeah.
What else can you do? What else can you do but
Right.
just lay in bed and wait, and
Right.
so that's what I do, and that's my life, and you know, that's not the life I want,
I
or
understand.
and my wife and daughter don't want me to have that life, and they don't want to be around me in that life, so you know, they have every right to find me unpleasant and useless, and what can I do? Pretend to be the guy I used to be, you know, or something. Wish I could just pretend to be. I just am some other person now. I don't really have a lot left of of endurance. I was hoping maybe somebody else could give me some help, and got referred to you from a massage therapist, and I thought, hey, that's something else, you know.
Hope maybe it'll help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it'll definitely help.
Definitely hoping, you know. Otherwise, I'll go back to work in my bed and
is
just
this a bruise?
watch things. Oh, I was born with vitiligo,
Okay.
skin pigment loss in various places that I have. It doesn't. It just burns on the sun or all my welding, years of welding, and so that's the only thing I have. But yeah, that's my only physical
So this is the.
abnormality. Normally, I am otherwise quite physically fit.
So Eric, this is the medicine. I'm going to give you homeopathic medicine right here. They're little tiny pills. They taste like sugar. I'm going to put them in a little cup. And right here, you just put them in your mouth and you suck on it like candy. It tastes like candy. Okay. Yeah. You just dump the whole thing in your mouth. Yeah, and then if you put it under your tongue, it's better. Try not to chew them. Try to suck on them, and I'll get that for you. Try to just, you put it under your tongue and suck on it like candy. It takes about a minute or two for it to dissolve. And then don't eat or drink anything for like 10, 15, 20 minutes. You don't drink coffee, do you?
Never.
Okay. Because coffee can...
I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink coffee.
Good. Coffee can antidote this, so you don't want to drink coffee. Okay. Let me ask you some of the questions here. Prior to the accident 3 months ago, how are you feeling?
Fine. As good as I could. I can't recall how I felt 3 months ago. I was frustrated, of course, with my daughter. Trying to solve her misbehavings. But we're getting through it. My daughter is a particular handful with various problems I don't want to go into, but she's a handful, and so we're trying to desperately rein in my 16-year-old wild child daughter, and so I was dropping her off at a community center the day I got in the accident. I dropped her off, and she was just really using me to meet a boy, but that's how she works us, saying she was going there to exercise, but so I've been all frustrated with family issues regarding my 16-year-old daughter, and catching boys climbing out of her window at 4:30 in the morning and holding them in headlocks till the sheriff shows up, and various things. She's just 15 then, and so I've had some troubles family-wise with just, we had to pull her out of 2 high schools. Now she's in a college, sort of running start high school program because we're trying to keep tabs on her before she runs off with another boy. So yeah, that's sort of stressful, and that before the accident, that was my main memory, is trying to rein in my daughter before she does something so self-destructive that we cannot help her anymore. So that was my main focus, and my wife and I were having a big handful on just this social problem with our daughter.
How was your physical health before the last accident?
Great. I stay in really good shape, lift weights all the time, and I can't walk or anything, but I'm always active, trying to do housework, and
You didn't have any of these physical symptoms prior to the last accident 3 months ago?
No.
Like the head shaking, the headache,
well,
the sweating?
I always have had migraines about every week or so for 19 years from the first outrageous full brain bruise concussion that I flew about 25 feet off the motorcycle after he crushed my leg off and put it through a steel utility pole. So bad they had to replace the steel utility pole. with my head.
Oh.
And I had a full brain bruise and was incoherent for the first week at Harborview, and all my senses were ruined. And so that was a bad concussion. That was the worst concussion I think they said you could have before your skull just cracked. And so, yeah, I had a bad concussion, and I made it out of it, you know, and I worked all those years with it. And I just, when I had migraines, I would phase, my eyes would start glazing in this like crystallized, and I would know, oh God, one's coming, you know. And sometimes I would just pass out if I was at work, but I would try to quick go out my car when these would come, or hopefully have some way to lie down somewhere, you know. These were pretty bad migraines I always would have, but they would go away in a day or two. You know, I was quite aware what to do. Eat a lot of ibuprofen, lie down, get into bed, get the lights off, you know, don't make any sounds. But now this one just never ends. And so I had a different migraine now.
Can I see your eyes one more time? Do you mind? Look at my finger up here, right here. So before the accident 3 months ago, were you, would you consider yourself a pretty emotional person?
Yeah, I've always been rather emotional.
Emotional. Like,
Yeah, I'm not cold. No,
yeah,
I'm
you feel.
very usually sensitive person.
Right, and connect well with others, right?
My main goal was always as kind and selfless as I could possibly be.
Were you a hugger? Did you like hugs a lot?
Oh,
Prior to the
my
accident?
daughter, we used to take hugs, sure. I mean,
Even
yeah.
with what about non-family? Were you?
Oh no, I don't
physical?
know. No, not a big hugger.
No. How was your thirst? How has your thirst been in your life in general?
Thirst?
Yeah, have you been a thirsty?
Well, I drink about a gallon of grape juice a day for about 30 years.
Grape juice.
Grape juice. I live on grape juice. I don't drink alcohol or coffee.
What about water?
Grape juice. I much prefer grape juice than water. But yeah, lately I have been drinking a lot of water because that's what the massage therapist said I should drink. Drink a lot of water when I get out of those, or I'll have these crystals stuck in me or something.
But you don't really, your innate nature, you don't really care much for water, do you?
Oh, not to drink, but to swim. I've always been a big swimmer. But yeah, I don't like drinking water. I'd rather drink grape juice.
I get it. Do you like, not necessarily now, but in your life, have you tended to like to be outdoors?
Oh, I was a mountain climber up until 19 years ago when I got my leg crushed and I couldn't climb anymore. But I still I motorcycled for my entire life. I still motorcycle. I built cane holders on all my bikes, so when I park the bike, I can get off and do a little walk a couple yards away from it with the cane. So
do you even now? Do you like fresh air a lot? Do you like to like open the window and get fresh air when you're inside, or just do you like to take walks at all? Go outside? And
I can't walk.
Like just do you open the door and just step outside sometimes throughout the day to get some fresh air, or no?
No, not anymore now. Yeah, I've become rather sit at home.
What about prior to the last accident 3 months ago? Were you more?
Oh yeah, I was always outdoors doing. We got a 2-acre property in Issaquah.
You kind of want to be outdoors.
Yeah, I was always outdoors doing yard, what I can on a riding mower or on a bicycle. I got bicycles. I ride around my property because I can't walk. But I just bicycle as much as I can.
Would you say in your life you tend to be emotional to an extent where it's easier for you to cry than the average male? It's easier for
That's
me
what's
to cry.
so weird. That's what was so weird. No, I mean, not so much. No, I mean, I wasn't always a cry person. No, so I'm terribly embarrassed lately that everywhere I go, I just break down. You know,
That's
but what
okay.
can I do?
It's perfectly fine.
What can I do? You know.
I cry easily, so I'm just wondering, are you like, is you more free with your emotions that way?
Yeah, I'm a very sensitive person, as it were, if you were to describe people this way.
Yeah.
Insanely sensitive.
Insanely sensitive, very sensitive.
I guess
yeah.
I am insanely sensitive, yes.
Okay. So, would you say how prior to the accident did you enjoy attention or not really? You were alone.
Oh no, I don't like it. I like to be alone. I demand to be alone.
Okay, you like your
My whole life, I've been only able to accomplish all of the things I make, which is predominantly my whole life. I only can make things when alone. When someone's around, I can't make anything because they're there, and now I have to be with them and associate with them. So the thing I'm making stops, and so that a lot of times I would get in my relationship, get a problem because I would tell them to go. I need to make something. I'm making some steel or some glass or
Did you used to be more of a
painting.
Did you used to be more of a?
Music.
Oh, okay.
I make all these things.
A lot of creative projects.
That's all I do.
Did you used to be more of a leader or follower?
I would always lead every place I worked. I would lead every. I was a railing builder for the multi-wealthy bunch. And I would lead everywhere I went. I would build the railing specialist that would get a crew, and I would lead the crew. And I would build every railing myself, and then design every railing myself, and install every railing myself with a crew, independent of who I worked for. So yeah, I generally always lead everything I did myself because I'm a bad follower. Everything I must do my way. So I'm a control freak probably, and if something's being produced of my hand, I will create the entire thing myself, and I won't have usually many people compete with me.
You're pretty competent, right?
100%.
Very competent.
I never fail.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. You seem very competent to me. So this must be very hard for you, especially because now you feel disabled.
I totally fail. Yeah, I'm just a total fail. Now. So it is a complete backwards step for me to
go back like this.
Yeah, to be reduced to this. What I used to be so strong and so independent and unstoppable, and tenacious and all of these words, but now I'm just some crumbled.
Well, hopefully with homeopathy, there's some hope. In fact, there's a lot of hope as far as I'm concerned. So let's just see how you do with this. These remedies are fast acting. They usually within a few minutes they start taking effect. If you feel any changes in your body,
I do feel like I could just go to sleep.
Did you get more sleepy right now?
Very relaxed, like I really could fall asleep.
Okay, so you feel really
Instead
relaxed.
of fake lie down, not sleep.
Do you want to sleep in the other room? We have a room here you can go to sleep in the other room. There's a table and you can just lay there and there's a blanket. I'll be happy to let you sleep there. You could feel free to take me up on the offer. It's no problem. There's a nice massage table and
Just that's my way lately. That's my best way out. Is to.
But you said sometimes you worry about falling asleep because you're afraid of having nightmares.
Now I have nightmares. I never used to dream my whole life. I didn't dream at all, and
yeah.
Now these nightmares are and really, really bizarre, grotesque, death-related. This morning, just some totally dream I couldn't make sense of. But in the end, someone was killing me, and I was trying to not let them drown me by biting off their fingers. But they still drowned me anyway, and they smiled as they drowned me.
Oh, God.
So that was pretty horrible, and
I'm
I woke
sorry.
up just as I was just raking at them and biting their fingers off to stop the drowning. And and I woke up feeling so horrible, like, damn, I shouldn't go to sleep.
Oh.
I shouldn't. And it made me so nervous when I woke up.
Yeah, sure.
To have that kind of, that's your peaceful dream. That's your sleep state. So I just, I have these regularly now to where just even more grotesque ones than that. It's just outrageous ones involving my wife, or something. And I just like, oh my God, and just people doing such outrageous things, and I'm just I don't know what to do. I'm just mind stopped, frozen, unbelievable. And so, what kind of place is sleep as a refuge? And that's what my brain does in the end.
That's terrible.
So I'm kind of behind every little 8 ball that I can make up in my own imagination. which was usually so raw and full and unstoppingly usable. Now it's just really mean.
Do you feel more relaxed right now by any chance?
Yeah,
How does
I feel much more relaxed.
much more relaxed? How's your head? How's the headache? Any better yet?
Yeah, I could fall asleep easily,
So what,
and that's unusual. I fight to
fight to fall
go
asleep.
to go unconscious. It's a fight and a wish.
And now this is
You
this
know.
is strange.
I'd lay in bed and wish to fall asleep,
Mhm.
but just say a little chants or something, and come up with a waiting method.
Right.
And yeah, I didn't feel particularly like I'm right about that little place that I write about where you're gonna maybe sleep. I'm right about there, and
Okay.
so thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It's so very unusual
Unusual to feel this sleepy?
to feel suddenly like I'm a little at ease.
You feel,
I haven't been at ease for quite some time.
so it feels unusual to feel at ease like this? Is that what you said? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just not at ease ever, and
This feels like you're at ease now.
like I could fall asleep any minute.
Any minute?
I could just if I lie down fall asleep, which would be just miraculous.
Why don't we do that?
And
Why don't we just go to the other room right now? It's totally okay. If the other room is available, and we have a couple of nice blankets. You want to just follow me there? You're definitely not shaking anymore. Oh, I'm sorry. I got scared. I'm sorry.
very, very nervous.
Nervous?
I get nervouser than usual.
Do you want to fall asleep? Do you have anything to do?
I don't know. I had to look at my book of all my
Go ahead.
appointments and everything. If I have
Sure.
I have an appointment. I make all my. After this accident, I had to be my own everything. So I had to be like a lawyer and a doctor and a secretary.
Mhm.
So now today is naturopath with you and the massage and tomorrow and
Okay, so
EMG on Thursday.
What about the rest of the day today?
Today,
Are you free the rest of the day?
I think
Like right now, the next few hours.
yeah, you're my only thing on today.
Well, it's just me, right?
Yeah, I have a massage tomorrow, and I get the hand shocked the day after that on Thursday to see where the numb nerve damage is.
How does that? How does your thumb feel right now after the remedy?
Still totally numb.
Totally numb. Was the numbness just in your thumb, or did you ever
It's
feel
only
something?
the whole hand was numb originally 3 months ago, but all my hand therapy brought it back. It was totally dead too, like I couldn't move it, and we got it back through extensive hand therapy, but she couldn't make any headway with the numb thumb.
Mhm.
So she says, "Well, there's nothing more I can do. It's up past your wrist. It's up in your back neck, somewhere else, maybe in your head." And so that's why they're going to do EMG shock therapy. Shock. EMG, I don't know what it stands for, but it's to see where the nerve damage is, where the nerve root is being pressed on.
Right.
And maybe then they would do surgery, but I had a lot of steelworker friends who had carpal tunnel surgery and it was
Right.
worse. So I'm all leery of that they would want to carve me up to find nerves. You can't see nerves. I mean, I know if they open you up, nerves are
Right.
invisible relatively, or you can't,
Yeah.
doctors can't
Oh,
play
I
with
see.
nerves. They can't,
Right.
they can't put nerves together, or shattered nerves, they can't cut them off and have the good end, so it's
Yeah.
the ones that are ruined. I know I still have nerve damage from 19 years ago that's the same as 19 years ago, and I just eventually, when something lasts a while, you become accustomed to it, and like a noise or a smell that never stops, you will eventually not notice it.
Right.
And I have this effect with all my nerve damages, which are just numb to the touch, so I never touch them. And I have become sort of thinking about my numb thumb, that I'll probably just deal with it for the rest of my life, and I'll just have a numb thumb as long as it doesn't waste away.
That may even potentially, it may reverse with homeopathy, potentially.
They said it'll waste away if I don't get it fixed. It'll waste away. I don't know what that means in doctor's terms, but
Yeah, don't worry
waste
about it.
away is a bad thing to tell me.
No, don't worry about that right now. So, Eric, I really think this remedy you just took, it'll work much better if you took a nap. I encourage you to consider it.
I probably should.
It'll
I
work
don't know.
a lot better. Because right now your body's going into a healing state, and if you take a nap, that healing will go much deeper. So I highly encourage you to just take a quick nap, even if it's a power nap, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, or however long your nap is fine with me. Can we do that?
It's probably what I should do.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to hurt you. And it's comfortable. You have, you
I'm sorry. I'm just,
don't be sorry. It's okay.
just not myself. I don't know what
You've
to
gone
do.
through a lot. You've gone through a lot, and it's understandable.
What to do is always a mystery.
Right. Well,
But I can breathe. I can breathe.
you can breathe right now? Is your breathing better? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I can take deep breaths now.
After the remedy, you mean?
It
Good.
makes me feel like I could sleep.
Okay. That sounds good. So you want to go? Go?
Yeah, if you got a bed
I
here,
do.
I'd take it.
I do. That's good.
I'd take that.
Let's go here.